Most goalkeepers work hard, but a lot of them never actually improve. And it's not because they're lazy, it's not because they're not talented, it's because they're making the same mistakes they don't even know they're making. And that's the most dangerous part, because if you don't know what's wrong, how can you fix it? So in today's video, I'm breaking down the 3 biggest mistakes that are stopping you from improving as a goalkeeper. So if you're serious about getting better, stick with me, because once you stop making these mistakes, everything else gets easier. All right, picture this. 2 goalkeepers, same training, same drills, same effort, but on match day, one steps onto the field feeling sharp, focused and ready. The other, not so much. Why? It's not because one is more talented, it's because one is making a mistake in training without even realizing it. Let's say you're learning how to drive, you start in a simulator, no traffic, no distractions, everything is controlled. You practice turning, braking and parking, all super important stuff, right? Then one day you get into a real car on a real road, and that's when it hits you. All that training in the simulator, it didn't prepare you for this. And that's exactly what happens to goalkeepers who only train in perfect conditions. Now, don't get me wrong, technical training is super important. Of course you need to practice your handling, your diving, your positioning, but if every shot comes from the same spot, if every cross is the same speed, the same height, without any pressure, if you always know exactly what's coming, then you're not preparing for real matches, because in real games, there are no scripts. Shots take deflections, strikers shoot without warning, crosses come into traffic. And if your training never forces you to deal with this, that's why you struggle in games. So the next time you're training, make it real. If you're working on your handling, practice different kinds of shots from different angles. If you're practicing crosses, let someone challenge you in the air, make it a real fight for the ball. And if you're training your 1v1s, have the striker mix it up. Sometimes they shoot, sometimes they fake, so you don't get too comfortable. Because when you're training for chaos, match day feels easy, you start reacting without thinking, and that's when you play your best football. But here's the thing, even if you train like a real game, even if you add pressure and make your sessions more unpredictable, there's still one mistake that will hold you back every time. Because when the game starts, some goalkeepers step it up and others, they play it safe. Let's dive into mistake number 2. I once trained with a goalkeeper who had everything, quick on his feet, strong hands and great positioning, but in games, something was missing. I mean, he never made any big mistakes, which of course is a good thing, but he never made an impact either. He stayed glued on his line when he should have come out. He parried everything out wide instead of catching shots he should have held. And he never took any risks with his feet, just played it safe every time. And that's what made it frustrating. He had all the ability, but he just wasn't using it. Then one day our coach pulled him aside. I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Kid, you're not making any mistakes, but you're not making any difference either." Now, don't get me wrong, you don't want to make mistakes on purpose, no goalkeeper does. But if you're so focused on not making mistakes, you stop playing to win and you start playing not to lose. And that's when you stop being a real goalkeeper and you start being a passenger in goal. And we don't want that. But let's also be honest, even when you play with confidence, even when you learn to take smart risks, goalkeeping can still feel unfair, because sometimes you do everything right and you still get punished. And that's when most goalkeepers make the biggest mistake of all. They let frustration take over. And the moment you do that, you're finished. Let's move into mistake number 3. Yeah, this is something you have to wait for. In the Faroe Islands, we're building a lot of buildings, and sometimes we have to explode the ground. And this is the sound you get. I'm here recording my video on my own, Okay, let me ask you something. Ever had a really bad game and suddenly felt like quitting? Like maybe goalkeeping just isn't for you? Or maybe you struggle with something in training and when it doesn't click right away, you tell yourself, maybe I'm just not good at this, and before you know it, you stop trying. But here's the thing, most goalkeepers don't quit overnight. They don't wake up one morning and decide, I'm done. It happens slowly without them even realizing it. They struggle with crosses, so they stop coming for them in training. They shank a few goal kicks, so they stop practicing them. And they make a mistake with their feet in a game, so they stop asking for the ball. And little by little, they stop pushing themselves, and before they even know it, they've given up on the exact things that would have made them better. And I've seen this happen so many times. A goalkeeper struggles with diving to their weak side, so instead of fixing it, they adjust their positioning to avoid diving that way. A goalkeeper has one bad trial, so instead of focusing on improving, they think, I'll never get another chance anyways. And this is what ruins most goalkeeping careers than anything else. Nobody is naturally good at goalkeeping. Nobody just wakes up and knows how to take goal kicks. Nobody is born with perfect handling. Nobody dives with flawless techniques from the first day. It takes time. It takes thousands of hours and repetition. And the goalkeepers who make it, they're the ones who keep going. So the real question is, are you the kind of goalkeeper who keeps pushing when things get tough? Or are you letting a few struggles decide your future? In the end, it's your career, it's your choice.